Hey everybody, it's Brooks here, Senior Pastor, First Baptist Church of the Islands. Thank you for joining me for today's 5 for 5. So yesterday, I shared a message out of Isaiah chapter 40. And in that passage of Scripture in Isaiah 40, Isaiah gives us three different descriptions of who God is. It's in verse 28 where he says, "Do you not know, have you not heard, the everlasting God, the Lord, the creator of the ends of the earth, does not become weary or tired. His understanding is inscrutable." Three different descriptions that Isaiah gives for God there. He calls him everlasting God, the Lord, and the creator of the heavens and the earth. So I want to talk about that aspect of God for a moment. Maybe for you, you remember being in a classroom, maybe in high school or in college, or certainly any type of news programs that you turn on now. If they talk about the origins of life, typically the worldly view is going to be that life evolved. And there are all kinds of logical issues with that when you talk about trusting science. Science does not really connect the dots well as it relates to evolution. It doesn't even fit logically, having something that ultimately is produced out of nothing with no outside influence. It just doesn't even logically make sense. When you look at, however, the beginnings of this universe and of life itself through a biblical lens, what you find is that the answer to the beginning of life comes through God. A God who is the everlasting God. He's without beginning and He's without end. He exists outside of time, outside of space, and outside of matter. And this everlasting God is Lord. He is ruler over all. And Isaiah says He is the creator. He's specifically the creator of the ends of the earth. So I use this illustration that I saw someone use at once, and it just kind of stuck with me. I opened up this wallet, and thankfully today I have a $5 bill in there. It may not be in there for much longer. But when you think about that $5 bill being in my wallet, there are three explanations for that. One, that $5 bill has just always been there for eternity. It's just eternally been in that wallet. Well, that doesn't make a lot of logical sense. Number two, that $5 bill over time evolved and it appeared out of nothing. It just sort of somehow came into existence over a period of time. Well, that doesn't make a lot of logical sense either. I mean, in your gut, you're probably thinking that didn't happen that way. The only logical explanation for how this $5 bill got into my wallet is that someone from outside placed it there. And that is a great reminder for us of how our universe came into being, that someone from outside of time and space and matter ultimately put it there. He brought it into existence. And in the pages of Scripture, that someone reveals himself as God. Isaiah calls him everlasting God. He calls him Lord, and he calls him Creator. So what does that mean for you? It means that your life carries immense value, that your life is incredibly valuable, so valuable that Jesus himself would even die in your place to ensure that you had an opportunity to have a relationship with God. And so no matter what your weaknesses may be, no matter how frustrated you get with yourself, no matter if there are times in your life when you look and you wish something was different about who you are, listen, you don't have to do that. You can be grateful for the way that God created you. You bear His fingerprints. You are fearfully and wonderfully made, Psalm 139 says, by a God who knows you and a God who put you here for a reason. Most of all, to have a relationship with Himself. And so I hope you'll be encouraged by this. I hope you'll share this with somebody that can be encouraged. You can forward the email or like it on social media or whatever you need to do to help get this in the hands of others that may be encouraged. You do that. I hope you have a great day today.